The problem. Have you ever tried to plan a meeting with a big group of people from all over the world, only to realize no one's availabilities match? We face a similar situation in trying to accelerate the uptake of new clean e-fuels in maritime shipping. We need to match the ships capable of using such e-fuels and the ship owners willing to buy and deploy such fuels with the port locations such fuels can even be made available, and, critically, with the corporate customers willing to pay to reduce their ocean transport emissions. Bringing together these willing first movers to create a chain of commercial contracts and support the business case for each party to invest is essential for accelerating the uptake of the most scalable and sustainable fuel options, but there are two main problems. First, the amount of sustainable fuel available for use on vessels is still limited, and these fuels aren't currently available at most ports around the world. Second, customer demand for maritime emissions reduction is very fragmented globally. These freight buyers need to use many different carriers deploying different kinds of vessels on different trade routes and on schedules that work for business. Furthermore, no single freight buyer has the ability to kickstart an entire market for new fuels alone. Collaboration is essential. Unlocking this scattered demand and channeling it to better support the market for sustainable solutions is key. The solution. Fortunately, there is a solution to these problems. Book and claim, an elegant, proven system that separates where and when sustainable shipping fuels are deployed from who is paying for the fuel switch, and then allocates the hard-earned credit for these emissions reductions appropriately. Here's how it works. Let's say a ZEMBA member company is willing to pay to significantly lower the emissions from their maritime transport. Unfortunately, the vessel they need to move their products from port A to port B cannot run on e-fuel. However, another vessel, maybe on the other side of the world, is able to run on e-fuel. That vessel owner would be happy to collaborate with that ZEMBA member and many others to enable a fuel switch for specific voyages. Through a book and claim system, ZEMBA members can demonstrate their demand and incentivize the owner of this vessel to run it on more sustainable fuel, all without altering their physical supply chain logistics. To record the emissions reductions generated by this fuel switch, the voyage is documented in a secure virtual ledger known as a registry. Within that registry, the suppliers of sustainable shipping service and the buyers, ZEMBA members in this case, can record the key details of the deal. Key features. While new in the maritime sector, book and claim models are commonly used in other sectors, like aviation and renewable electricity. When creating a good book and claim system, there are a few features that are essential. Transparent system with strong governance. ZEMBA member buyers should trust that the system they're using operates without conflicts of interest and allows them to easily access verified information about how their emissions reductions were generated. Flexibility and reliability. These systems should work for all parties involved and allow for a variety of sustainable fuels and technologies with different features that may be desirable to the buyers and suppliers. For ZEMBA's tenders, we're relying on Catalyst, a trusted nonprofit book and claim registry developed specifically for the maritime sector in collaboration with maritime stakeholders and ZEMBA member companies. The conclusion. In an ideal world, ZEMBA members would be able to move their products on vessels that are actually using more sustainable fuel options physically on board. This is the goal that we're all working toward. To make that goal a reality, we need a pathway. Credible, rigorous, third-party verified book and claim systems are the necessary pathway to build a strong demand signal and demonstrate the business case for deployment of more and more sustainable fuels into the future. By working together, we can accelerate the shift toward a more sustainable maritime sector. No scheduling conflicts can stop us. Want to learn more? Go to shipzemba.org today.